kind of predict what is coming, but at the same time not. So let's see. And we have the next attacker coming in, and that is Tian, who has done an amazing job of 3-starring most of the bases, and this is with Super Witches.
Yes, and just looking at the scoreboard, I'm sure we will be updated as to what happened in the background, because it looks like the first attacks went in, but obviously the first attacks we will need to get updated on exactly what happened there. Nevertheless, let's dive into the attack with Tian using the Super Witches, as you said. Interesting to save off a couple of healers. Is that just because of the air defense here, do you think, Itsu? Just wanting to make sure that it's not baited or anything like that? Or, I mean, it's a tough call to just send his healers in, unless he wants a couple of healers on the Super Witches, maybe.
Yeah, he wants to have the healers right onto the Super Witches, because right now it's a bit strange when and how the healers transition over, and this is why you're delaying some of the healers sometimes when there's not too much damage on the ward, and that was exactly the case. So great Kokudun so far. He has to rage this most likely up really soon, especially to get through the enemy hound kind of quickly. That's exactly what he's doing. Queen is coming back actually to kind of join the party, and now we have the king on the outside still trying to deal with all of those defenses. The P.E.K.K.A. is finally on the enemy royal champion. Now slowly those Super Witches are making it into the core, with still the Warden ability not used.
This is one thing we tend to see with the Super Witches. They can be a little bit slow. You don't need to use the Warden ability on the Town Hall. Nicely uses it in the center for the multi, the scatter shot, the enemy queen, all of the expos when you are really taking that damage. Look at the Super Wall Breaker at the top of the screen to allow the Valkyries in towards that center of the base. Will they go there? Will they not? The Super Witches can get over to that area either way. This is where we talk about the creativity from Nishang Dance, and he still has 2 Super Wall Breakers to continue allowing his troops in and out of the different compartments.
That is so cool, with those Super Wall Breakers making this base look completely like, even, I mean, yes, there are openings in the walls, but he's making those even bigger, so his Super Witches can easily access the next compartment. With this Royal Champ ability still not used, it's looking pretty good, but at the same time we know Super Witches are not the fastest troop in the game, so with only 30 seconds left, this is going to be really close, Judo. This is going to be so close to finish off this attack, because there's only 25 seconds left, and there is still 10% of the base left, and this Builder Hut needs to go down as well.
Really interesting that he saved the Super Wall Breaker for that Archer Tower. It did go down. I think the Builder Hood could be the difference maker. Is the Queen in that area to help out? Oh, it's the Super Witches. Sorry, I couldn't even see there properly. He is going to get this one. Tian with the 3 stars for Nishang Dance. And we will indeed be catching up on replays, updating the war as we move through. But Nishang Dance, as we tune back in with the 3-star, Itsu. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, great job, like making sure the Super Witches are being able to circle the entire base with those Super Wall Breaks. Really great addition to that. And yeah, now it's up to, once again, the response of Tompinai Empire to like keep pushing this match further. And obviously their defense being so far pretty strong as well. Let's see. We're going to take a look obviously at what happened as well a little bit later. And yeah, next attack is going to be soon.
Yes, we will be sure to update you at home as to the attacks that we missed. We will show them at the end of the war as well, once we get through and move through the attacks here. But Nishang Dance spinning things around there with the 3 stars. Tompinai Empire, though, looks like they started off with a 3-star themselves, meaning to continue as they left off last weekend, Itsu. And we talked about their defense. Maybe it did come in super strong there. But let's focus on the next attack. Al Mualin with the Lava Loon. We know how much he enjoys this strategy. And the lightning variation, taking out the central area of the base.
Yeah, both sweepers though are still up there, which means he still needs to take one of those down most likely. Those air sweepers are sometimes really not the greatest to face in a Lalo attack, but so far this looks really great, especially considering that he's about to face a super mini clan castle, which is way more enjoyable to face when doing one of those hero dives. And so far the king is doing a great job taking everything, and as well in that poison taking down the enemy queen. So this looks once again like a good solid entry, even triggering the tornado, which would be a huge mess in facing during the Lalo.
Yes, you always want to try and get that tornado trap down if you can. And it just means that you know your balloons are not going to get drawn into a splash damage defense. I always like to see these huge hero dives as we take out the entire western side of the base. Queen has the ability, so she should be able to get in towards that single as well. But the lava loon in from the right-hand side. Early stab towards the Eagle Artillery. The Air Sweeper won't really do too much here with the Battle Blimp moving all of the way through to the Town Hall, hopefully. Grand Warden's ability protects it en route.
Yeah, the Blimp is slowly making it. The first Black Mine is catching it, but there is no tornado, as we already said. Now we have the sneaky goblins getting out of the clan castle, and there are so many of them. There are the sneaky goblins, and they should easily take down the town, even though the town is firing non-stop, but that is looking really good so far. This Lalo is getting far, especially considering that he has one haste, one freeze, still not even used at this point. And there's only 20% of this base left. With over 1 minute, Judo, I think this is looking so good for IB Berlin and especially Tompinai Empire. With like taking a look at their defense as well. And they are so far 2 out of 2 in this match. And this is exactly what we expected from Tompinai Empire coming into this match.
So far ahead. I just have to say that personally, I love the battle blimp there with the sneaky goblins, making sure that the balloons were just out of reach of the Gigabomb, something that we don't always see because we kind of default to the Grand Warden's ability for the Gigabomb. So just those little things are what I always like to see at this level. But yes, you did point out the scoreboard. It is indeed correct. I know we dropped things for a little while there, tuning back in. Nishang Dance, unfortunately, with the 1 star in their opening attack, means they trail to Tompinai Empire by 2 stars here. So it is going to be, well, pretty much a mountain for them to climb right now.
Yes, looking forward to see what went wrong over there, or like what exactly the base looks like. I mean, we all need new legend bases, right? So that's what we all need. So always looking forward to that. And now with the next attack for Nishang Dance, they need to 3-star non-stop. And at the same time, they have to hope for their defenses to somehow do amazing work, maybe even get a 1-star on their defense as well, which is really unlikely seeing the consistency so far of Tompinai Empire.
Yeah, we did only see one star last weekend, so it is something that doesn't really happen very often. And like you said, when it does, everyone has to scout out those bases because they are very impressive if you can hold people back to that 1 star. Really just trip them up, if you will. And with the ferocity of Tompinai Empire, I cannot see them slipping up at this point. I think the war is very much in their hands and they just need to assure that they, I wouldn't say play it safe, but just play as they normally do. Pull in those 3 stars and I'm sure they can hold this one out. But if anybody, any team has a chance of coming back, I would say it is Nishang Dance.
Yeah, we're looking to a really interesting setup. Like, he is bringing a Queen Charge Lalo, which is not that uncommon in itself, I would say. But at the same time, bringing the Lock Launcher, let's see if he's going to switch that up, or let's see if he's going to stick to that. I just hope, like, please stick to the Lock Launcher and please make some or crazy move somehow. And yeah, he is going to stick to that. Let's go. Let's see how far those logs can roll, and let's see how much he can take out with that.
I did say when the log launcher was first released, I thought it would be very good for Queen charges. Now, he's not really sending the Queen in that direction. I thought he was for a moment, but by breaking open the wall to the Eagle, he's actually just using the log launcher to take out the scatter shot and does not activate the Town Hall either. That was amazing.
What is that hound? Why is there a hound flying out of the log launcher across the base? What is going on?
I think he wanted really to test the inside of the base, yeah, for traps. Or is he? Oh, he's sending the Queen there anyway. Yeah, interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah. I'm really not sure about this because now the multi-ferment tower is on those healers, and this attack is looking not really sure about this. The Tornado Trap is over there as well at that Town Hall. He needs to use the Warden ability really soon to protect the Loons against that Town Hall. The Sweeper is on the Loons as well, but they should safely make it through that Town Hall. But there's still a lot of things on the back, and especially with the Queen and the healers going down.
Wow.
I'm not sure.
What a freeze spell in the center in order to make sure his queen took out the scatter shot and the enemy queen. But like you said, Itsu, it is a little bit scary getting down to the end here. His balloons are taking too much damage. A really interesting approach. Sometimes you do have to take risks. Sometimes risks that can baffle us as viewers and casters, but it's not paying off here for the Moon either way. Whatever his plan was, it just didn't have enough. Maybe he wanted his queen to survive a little bit longer and take out this top area with the multi. Not happening, and it means Nishang Dance trail even further now in this war.
Yeah, we talked about this. They had to get the 3-star to stay in this match and still have a chance. And yeah, they didn't. I don't know what type of insane base building this is from Tompinai Empire, because holding back Nishang Dance to such an amount of stars is really impressive. It's really, really impressive. And I mean, so far, Tompinai Empire has shown that their defense is one of the best in the tournament so far. So with this having in mind, and at the same time saying that Tompinai Empire is one of the strongest teams on offense as well, they're looking really good for not only this match, but as well for the rest of the tournament.
Totally agree. I mean, they have had 8 defenses so far. Obviously, 5 defenses in last week's matchup, 3 so far today. And out of those 8 matches, they've only conceded 1 3-star. There is not another team in the world that has bases that can do that right now. So I am definitely looking forward to seeing how they progress. And if you are watching at home and looking for bases, Tompinai Empire, right now, this is the team you need to be watching. But we can also see how good they are attacking as well. With Mechuo and the Queen Charge Lalo, they always impress me. It doesn't matter what the current state of the meta is. They can use Queen Charge Lalo all day long. Always impresses me.
Yeah, I mean, they have used this since they have started playing Clash of Clans. I feel like they have used this already like 2 years ago in the World Championship. And already back then, it was always so hard to defend that. And now we see the Queen charge into that Town Hall. I mean, that's most likely going to be where the Queen is planned to go to. With a nice blimp in the beginning. We see those Yeti blimps are a really common thing nowadays in combination with Queen charges, because you can use them on so many different levels, just to take down an Inferno Tower, take down the Town Hall with the Rage, for example, and always throwing out the Clan Castle early, because it's just saving you so many spells if you do not have to face the Clan Castle inside the base. And this so far is looking once again like a really solid attack. Should funnel the Queen inside with this Yeti taking down the Arch Tower and the Sneaky Goblin as well, taking down the Gold Storage. The Queen has no other choice than taking down the Town Hall next.
Beautiful combination there to set up the funnel and just force the Queen on the inside of the base, assuring it.
He raged, or he hasted kind of the Queen into the Town Explosion. That was really, really close. Now with the King walking inside the top side, this is not looking too bad. Sorry, Judo.
No, I mean, if you see something, Itsu, just dive right on in there. That was perfect. The King and RC are taking out that top area, and I love the Super Wall Breakers. What is going on right now? He's busted all of the way to the inside of the base. 1 minute 14 when he starts the Lalo, but the Queen can take out the scatter, the multi, shred the inside of the base so that the Lalo just has to loop around, drives in towards the Eagle first, a wise move, and he's going to have to save the freeze for the scatter shot at the back end. But he has so many balloons right now, Itsu. This looks incredible.
This looks amazing, and some people are using jump spells to get inside the base. Tompinai Empire using just wall breakers, that's everything they need, and the Lalo is just cruising on the back end of the space. Just keep freezing the scatter, that's the important thing. Void ability is still not used, and with the invisibility spell, I think that's a good shot at the 3-star, if the time is enough, and if those minions can do an amazing work on the cleanup.
Yeah, I mean, I was intrigued as to whether he was going to turn the balloons invisible or the Tesla farm invisible to drive the balloons to the multi-target Inferno. Didn't really need to worry about it in the end because he had so many balloons that they crushed that area of the base. Tompinai Empire continue their 3-star streak, and they are 3 stars in the lead now, Itsu. What a dominating performance right now.
That is unbelievable. I mean, 3 out of 3, and on defense, like technically 0 out of 3. Yes, Nishang Dance had the 3-star, but at the same time the 1-star. So overall, it's like 0 out of 3, I would say.
They cancel each other out.
Yeah, like it is really impressive so far. And considering that this is versus Nishang Dance, like one of the strongest teams on offense, this impresses me even more. So I don't know what changed for Tompinai Empire for this tournament, but they're starting off into the new year, into the new season of the World Championship and World's warm-up tournament, obviously, with a lot of confidence, I would say.
Yeah, they have managed to just really throw themselves into this esports scene as arguably one of the favorites right now. Looking at how they are performing, they are cruising towards tomorrow's matches. They aren't quite there yet, but they are within touching distance of it. But alternate attacks will be waiting for them because that's who they will be facing. And that will most certainly be an interesting matchup. But they do need to get there first. It is GYY with the Lava Loon himself. Let's see if we can replicate what Tompinai Empire did to maybe keep Nishang Dance in this. Yeah, I mean, he's got to get the 3 stars either way.
Yeah, like the Queen Charge Lalo always is an interesting strategy to watch, and especially like seeing the pros sometimes use like 2 hounds, sometimes like only 1 hound. It is always like a really base dependent setup, but overall the strategy is just so strong overall. So let's see if he can do the same what just Tompinai Empire did to their bases. And so far the Queen Charge is looking strong. It was a really nice thing in the beginning, just targeting the outside wall to get the Queen inside. Now he has no more wall breakers left. He's just relying at this point on his Queen, choosing where she wants to go next and just waiting and adapting. Because there are no more jump spells, there are no more wall breaks. At this point, it's just like the Queen is going to decide whatever is going to happen next. And so far, it looks like she is going to decide to go for this scattered compartment, which is never a bad thing.
Yeah, really looking good at this stage. Just making sure to funnel those buildings on the outside to just drive the Queen into that bottom compartment. Starts with the Stone Slammer. I think that's intended for that multi-target Inferno in the center of the base. As the Lava Loon comes around the top of the base, hopefully that will funnel the Stone Slammer exactly where he needs it. Haste the balloons in. This is similar to, as you were mentioning last week, Itsu, driving your siege machine into the correct area of the base. There we see it, but a lot of the balloons have split. They're moving across to this area, and he's got to be careful now, Itsu, with the Town Hall activated.
Yeah, the one is not really following to the Town Hall Loons. He's still in the core. The town needs to go down, but the Tornado Trap is doing such a good job at rotating those Loons away, and oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
Is this...
RC Shield, beautiful, yes!
Oh, nice save right there.
I was just about to say, he hasn't deployed the Royal Champion. If he uses the shield, he could rescue all of these balloons. I didn't think it would turn out like this, to the point where he rescued the attack. GYY with the RC Shield of the Century, turning the 2-star, no doubt, into the 3-star with the King ability left, the Queen ability left. What a turnaround here, and the 3 stars it is, just showing that Nishang Dance, whilst it's not looking incredible in this war, they want to put up the performance. They want to show us at home that they are indeed ready for this year, and they are keeping the pressure going here. Tompinai Empire, though, they've got everything in their hands.
Yeah, and they're the Lalo Kings, I would say, right now. They're so good with the strategy, and really looking forward if they keep using that or if they're going to switch things up at some point. So far, they've done a lot of Lalo attacks, like some sort of like hero dive Lalos with like lightnings, without Queen Charge Lalo as well. So we have to see and wait if they keep going with their Queen Charges and like Lalo variations, or if they're going to mix things up. But I feel like so far, why should they change anything? Why should they change anything if it's working so great for them right now?
And I feel there's two different ways you can approach this. You can either have such a diversity of attacks that people don't know what you are going to attack with, or you can attack with one specific strategy to the point where that is what your opponent anticipates, but you know that you have other skills, and when they put up bases, you can take advantage of the weaknesses. Now we see a little bit of variety with these super witches, and we know that, well, we know from last season, Riga Torres, the Tompinai Empire team captain, said that one of their main focuses was to try and expand their variety of attacks.
Yeah, that's for sure one of the key things to have in store for like the competitive stages, because otherwise you're getting too predictable if you can't really like change the attack strategy in the attack strategy. And what I mean by that, by saying that, it's like different approaches to the same strategy can always be really hard to defend, because some teams have a different understanding of strategies. Even though it's the same P.E.K.K.A. smash, some people are using like a blimp, some people are using like a different siege machine, some people are using the queen charge in different ways, some people are using the warden walk. So there are tons of different variations out there, and that's always like so many things you have to think about. But at the same time, this witch attack, the super witch attack, looks good so far. He's investing the jump early on because he's not really sure about if the super wall break is going to target their wall. So we just say, okay, I will just go with the jump, and that's what he's doing right now.
And it's looking pretty good, as he does have everything moving into this side. Notice the king and the siege barracks. Interesting to see what he's got inside the siege barracks there in order to take out the eagle, unless he just sends the RC down that side of the base as well, which is probably what he is going to do. Clan Castle troops come out here, causing a little bit of distraction, but he has so much HP with the super witches that it's not really going to matter too much. And with only splash damage left, I think it's more a matter of time here, Itsu.
Yeah, this looks really good, but one key thing which he did was that he invested raged headhunters to take down all of the stacked heroes in the core. So he used the warden ability with the rages to take down every single hero really quickly. So that was pretty cool to see. But now we have the super witches kind of like slowing down with having the back end walls. But the warden is doing amazing. No, warden, come back. You did a great job. I just wanted to give him a huge like props to take the scatter down, and now he's switching to the wizard tower. What is he doing?
Well, the super witches do break through. They will take that down, and with the royal champion being raged over to the other side of the base, it is going to be another 3-star by Tompinai Empire. Wow, Itsu, they are showing the top level of Clash of Clans right now. We've seen it last weekend, but offense and defense, they are just incredible. There's no other word for it. I can't believe what we are seeing.
Yeah, being they're just so good. I mean, I'm out of words for their performance so far. Like, as I said, offense and defense. And we talked about like the mental point about the players as well. And like, obviously I would like to talk about the positioning for Tompinai Empire going to the next stage of the tournament, because from this point on, I think it's fair to say that they're going to most likely advance to the next round. So going into the next round, especially against Alternate, with a performance like this, I think they can be really relaxed. And I cannot wait for the matchup already tomorrow. Like that is going to be a crazy matchup. But we still have a couple of attacks left. One for Nishang Dance, one for Tompinai Empire. So Nishang Dance still, they now have to look at what is next tournament-wise and try to get some more momentum. Okay, we had an unfortunate start into this match, especially having a 1-star in the beginning is like a huge downside for the entire team, because like obviously the person who 1-star, like it happens sometimes, even though it is unfortunate, I would say. But at the same time, the entire team feels really down after that, because the player itself obviously feels really sorry, and it's going to be most likely kind of quiet on voice or like on the planning. The other teammates don't really know what they should do, so it's kind of a tricky situation, especially having the first attack being a 1-star. Like the last attack, that's a different story, but the first one, that's really unlucky timing. Now we have the next attack though, and this one's going to be a Queen Charge hybrid with the early blimp once again to lure up the Clan Castle, take down enemy Warden and Scatter, and that's already a lot of value.
It certainly is, and I love that you were just mentioning the team aspect there, Itsu. Just wanted to say that Su, the team captain here, will be doing everything that he can to keep Nishang Dance's heads held high, and that is exactly what's happening. But the Lava Hound, Itsu, is stuck by the Yeti, and it's not making its way over to the Queen. How far into the base will he get before it engages? It's not going to be too bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be too bad as long as no X-bows or like single phone towers, things like that on the Queen. I don't think it's like too big of a problem. So this is still looking really good. The Queen is even taking down the Eagle first. And now there's not a single defense on that Queen, so she should take down the Hound really easily. So perfect timing right there. And now it's going to be interesting to see what the next move is. Because obviously there is the possibility of wall breaking to the enemy Royal Champion platform, which allows the hybrid to come in from the top side. But this, once again, would be super risky. But maybe they're just saying, let's go. Oh, they're coming from bottom side. The pathing is not the best, but I think it should be all right.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I mean, the wall break there was perfect. Made sure to take that wall section down, or at least get the wall breaker targeted before the minion took down the platform. As long as the Queen can get down this multi before the hybrid starts to split, I think he's pretty good. As he does, hybrid moves up to the town hall. He's losing a bit of force here, and he does have some high HP buildings to get through before getting to the town hall, saving that Grand Warden's ability. Giant bomb about to go off. Oh, I think he might have, or he should have pressed it a little bit earlier, I feel, just to protect some of those troops, because they do get through the town hall and survive a little bit longer. Gets to the scatter. It's difficult to call here, Itsu, but with a heal and a freeze, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's not looking too bad. It's all about the back end. The Royal Champ needs to, I just want to say, stay out of range of that single firmament tower, but there was a nice freeze to keep that Royal Champion alive. And with having nearly 40 seconds left, I think this is looking really, really solid. Great attack to finish off this war for the Nishang Dan side, making sure they're going to 3-star and getting another couple of stars on the board. So great job to them. Really nice recovery. And yeah, just an unfortunate start for them. But there's still one attack to go for Tompinai Empire, where I have to say I'm really looking forward to that and see what they're going to come up with next. Because so far, Lalo, now just a Super Witch attack. What is next? Like, that's going to be interesting to see.
Let's see what they have up their sleeve, but they just need to close this one out. I mean, they just need anything really to win this war due to the unfortunate 1-star that we did have from Nishang Dance, and also the other bases that have held them off as well. We will be taking a look at the replays that we unfortunately missed at the start of this war after the war has ended, but we do want to finish things off with the final attack here by Tompinai Empire before we do that. And what do I want to say? Witches or Lalo? Let's see how good your prediction is here then, Itsu. I'm going to say Lalo.
Okay, so I think Rigo Torres is left, and he likes to do Lalo. So I guess he's going to go for a Queen Charge Lalo, maybe. Not sure. I was safer with the prediction with Vale earlier, because I feel like when he's going last, he's most of the time liking to go with dragons. I don't know. Maybe that was just like a feeling, but let's see. It's Lalo, so you're right. And yeah,
we're both right. Lightning Lalo, but let's see where he is going to use the lightning. Is it going to be for the Queen and the scatter shot over in that area? I think that would give him pretty good value, and then maybe hero dive either the town hall and scatter or the eagle. Let's see. I mean, the Queen has already walked past the scattershot area, and no, he's actually taking the RC, the multi, and the expo.
That's already a pretty decent value, but now he's getting right into the Tesla farm right there with the skeleton trap as well. So there's a lot of damage. In addition with that, with the enemy warden dealing a ton of damage to heroes as well. So this is a tricky situation for the heroes to be in. But wow, those headhunters are just like sneaking and go through all of the defenses and somehow finish off the enemy royal champion.
And it looks pretty good. I always love to see the hero dives alongside the lightning spells. The base just gets shredded before the lava loon even begins. And look at the king diving into the top area as well for the eagle artillery. Where has this base gone? The left-hand side is done for. He is going to lure the clan castle troops, though. Some of them from the top of the base. Doesn't quite get the eagle either, which is unfortunate. So what does he do here, Itsu, do you think? And he's got to fly into the town hall.
Yeah, at this point, as we said, they need to get like the safe 2-star, or like just the star, I guess. So that's what he's going first, and then the Lalo's going to start off into the eagle side. The eagle side is just so much better at this point because obviously you get the eagle out first. That's kind of obvious, but as well you can combine the warden ability with your remaining headhunters to make sure the enemy queen is going down. That's kind of the key at this point. He says to place the warden. He was waiting for the enemy defending headhunters to go down. Now there's the warden and the ability with those headhunters to take down the queen. And this now is looking really good as he's approaching the enemy scatters. Nice warden ability still covering for those loons. Now the freeze, maybe a second too late because now we have all of those loons going around the outside. Another freeze, but still no loons going for that scatter.
Yeah, he has a pack behind the Lava Hound closing in, but are they? Oh, they do! They move straight down to the scatter shot. That could not have been better for Rigatores as it goes down. There is the tornado trap as well, trying to bait the town hall a little bit. He did avoid that with the battle blimp. It turned out to be perfect to snipe the town hall like that, giving him the ability to fly into the eagle, like you said, Itsu. And it is going to be another 3-star by Tompinai Empire, meaning they have the perfect war here today, moving into tomorrow's matches. We said what a performance already, but we have to say it again. Tompinai Empire with the victory.